problem statement is to write VHDL code for 4-bit ALU operation for addition, subtraction, AND operation, NAND operation, XOR operation, XNOR operation, OR operation, and ALU pass operation. The objective for this practical is to study design flow of VHDL language. So, as ALU is nothing but arithmetic and logical unit. This ALU is a digital circuit which does arithmetic and logical operation. It is a basic block in any processor. In this video, we are going to implement ALU for some of the arithmetic and logical operation. It receives two input operations, A and B input. Both of the input are 4-bit long, and the result is denoted by Y, which is again 4-bit long. So as input signal is selected using SEL pin. This SEL pin is 3-bit wide pin in which ALU operation, what operation to be performed by your ALU, that will be signified. Since the output is 3-bit long, so we can have 2 to the power 3. It will give you 8 operations. So in that manner, we will able to assign this with respect to the AND signal, subtracts operation, bitwise AND, bitwise NAND, bitwise OR, bitwise XNOR, bitwise XOR, and ALU pass. This ALU pass is nothing but output will be same as that of your input. So these functions are to be implemented in the case of your VHDL language. Maybe some sort of way we can use case statement. The platform which are used is Xilinx 9.1 ISC, and the hardware kit which is used is Spartan 3EXCS 250E4C. So here to implement your 4-bit ALU, your A and B, these are your two 4-bit input signal. There is one output signal which is Y. Again, this Y is 4-bit signal. There is a selection signal which is a 3-bit signal, SEL bit. All the operations of logical as well as arithmetic will be selected using SEL pin. So let's implement your 4-bit ALU. So to implement your 4-bit ALU, you have to write your VHDL code. So for that purpose, let's explore Xilinx 9.1 ISC. So here you have to create your project. After giving project name, top level source language, it has to be HDL. So project location, as per your location, you will simply create your project. Go to next. So these are the device properties. By default, the product category, you have to select it all. Family, which you have to select it as a Spartan 3E. Device XC3S250E. Package PQ208. Speed is -5. The top level source language which we have selected earlier was HDL. Synthesis tool is XST, which is belongs to HDL as well as Verilog languages. Simulator ISC, and preferred language you have to select as a VHDL. Then you have to select next. You can create your source here, or even after creating project, by right click on that project, and through that you will also create a new sources to your project. So right now just click on next. So these are your project summaries as per the setting and selection, all the options, and these are the summary for your project. Then you have to finish. Once you finish with this, the project selection, whatever project is being created, that will be considered in terms of sources. So here is your project. So if you click on right click on that project source, and you have to go to the new source where you will add your new sources if you haven't selected in earlier while project creation was being conducted at that time. So another way, after creating your project, you can right click on your project and uh, simply go on your new source. So as we are looking upon for your VHDL language, so here you have to give the file name, VHDL file name. So here is my file name, ALU. Do you want to create this particular file to your project? You have to select this yes and finish next. In your source project, here you have to give the port name. So how many ports are there? As per this particular diagram, we have A, B, these are two input. Here is your Y, which is output, and one select signal is there, 3-bit signal, SEL. So let's do that. So here is your A signal. Again, this is input signal, and it is 4-bit category. So you will write LSB from 0 to 3. So likewise B, again it is input signal, so direction is in. It is a vector signal of 4-bit signal, so you will select it as a 0 to 3. There is a Y signal. This Y is nothing but your output signal, again whose size is 0 to 3, 4-bit. There is a one more signal as a S1, which is nothing but your SEL signal. Again, this signal is input signal of size 0 to 2, because this particular SEL signal is 3-bit vector. So you will select LSB as a 0 and MSB as a 2. So total 3 bits are occupied by your S1, which is nothing but select SEL signal. So then go on, click on to the finish. Once you finish with it, this particular VHDL file is being created. So in that, library inclusion will be after the selection of that all the VHDL code for your project. These inclusion of your IEEE library will get accommodated in your source file with whatever the port you have selected. By default, it will create a entity for that port selection which you have done it through your new source. Done. So here is your LAU. ALU is your entity with the inclusion of your four of the different signal. Three of them are input category, and Y is your output category of signal. Now here in this architecture, for that particular ALU, in terms of behavioral pattern, you have to write a code for ALU. So in terms of your writing the code for your ALU, let's have look upon, there will be process signals. So these processes are nothing but your sensitivity list you have to pass it on. So you are giving A, B and S1. So these are the sensitivity list which are required in your architecture. So you can write here as begin. As we wanted to implement this, as 8 different cases are there for all the selection, as per the selection of your SEL signal, 8 different operation to get performed. So as per that, we can use this as a case signals. So as per that different cases, you need to return the value for I. So let's write as per that case statement. You can write it here as, let's say, case for your select one SEL signal is. So how many cases are there? Let's say when your S1 is 0, 0, 0. So this is the very first case. How much is the value to be returned for this particular case? It may be returned some kind of value for output value for y. And what is the exact signal which you will able to receive it as per this table? It is nothing but addition a plus b. So let's write it upon here as a output, resultant output for case when select signal is 0 0 0. Then I supposed to perform operation, my ALU supposed to perform operation as a plus b. So this is first case. Is this the only one case? No, you have to write again another case when your SEL signal is 0 0 1. So it will return output as a Y. And what will happen when SEL signal is 0 0 1? It's supposed to perform subtraction. So it will perform A minus B. So as per this particular table, second case for 0 0 1 signal is operation is going to get performed by your ALU is A minus B. So let's write here A minus B. Is this the only one cases? No, we have still few more cases. So start writing upon when your select signal is 0 1 0. Then you have to return Y in terms of Y. So another operation is A and B. So let's write it upon A and B. Then when start continue this particular writing till all the cases will be covered. Next operation I am going to perform is OR. A or B. Next, XOR operation. And the last case for SEL signal is 1 1 1. So 1 is nothing but ALU pass case. So ALU pass case is nothing but whatever input will be there, same that of your input, output will appear. So that's why it is known as a pass. So in terms of that, you can say that input in that this case, let's say A, whatever A input will be there, same that of the case of your output will remain there. And otherwise you have to write to case as others, and you have to end your case, then you have to end your process. Like that way you have to end your architecture. So to check that simulated test bench waveform, you have to change this sources to the behavioral simulation. Then you have to select that file, and then you have to go to the Xilinx ISA simulator, and you have to simulate, double click on this simulate behavioral model. Once you double click on that, you will able to see this test bench waveform for whatever input you have given it. The respected output will appear. So this is test bench waveform. How you are going to read this test bench waveform? A and B are 4-bit input. So here is your 4-bit A input, 4-bit B another input, and Y is your output. So let's look upon it. If you select, let's say select line as 0, 1, 1. So as per our code, we have selected this as a 0, 1, 1 is nothing but OR operation. So you can say here as 0, 1, 1 select line as selected, and which is nothing but OR operation. So let's check it out whether our output is similar to your OR or not. So let's see it here. A3 bit, which is 0, or with B3 bit, which is again 0 value. So 0 or with 0, resultant output is 0. Another case, A2 bit value is 0, B2 bit value is 1. So 0 or with 1, resultant output, which is Y2, is nothing but 1. Let's look it out. A1 bit value is 1, B1 bit value is 1, resultant output Y1, and 1 or with 1, output will be 1. So let's look it out for A0, which is 1, B0 is 0, so 1 or with 0, resultant output is 1. So successfully verified for the case OR gate, and the output will be same like of your OR logic. So let's change a bit. Let's look upon 101. 101 is XNOR. So you can verify XNOR table, XNOR logical operation. 0 XNOR with 0, output is 0. 1 XNOR with 1, output is again 0. 0 XNOR with 1, output is 1. 0 XNOR with 1, output is 1. So like that way you can see your, you can check your ALU output in test bench waveform like this fashion. After the successful test bench generation and simulation waveform, we have checked it. Now same ALU code we have to import it on hardware. For that purpose we need to generate, we need to assign some of the pin package for your VLSI. So for that purpose we require a UCF file to get updated as per the assigning pin package for your hardware. So to assign that pin package for your hardware, every time you have to go to this particular user constraint. So click on this user constraint. So there in that you will find one option as a assign pin package. Explore that option. So this pin package window will pop up. Every time this particular assigning pins will generate one UCF file. So every time Xilinx UCF file is a constraint file, and it is being used to apply various constraint on the design to the Xilinx tool, including all the limited sets of pins are locations and timings and the area that will get imported with the help of this particular UCF file. So every time in this particular pin package, you have to assign pins. So as per our ALU 4-bit arithmetic and logical operation, we have two 4-bit signals, A 4-bit signal, B 4-bit signal, three 3-bit select signal, So and your output signal, again it is same that of your input of size 4 bit. So whenever you wanted to assign pin package, so every time this particular pin package, as per the hardware manual, you have to assign this particular pin package. So for that matter, if at all I'm considering this as a switch 1, I'm using 4 pins: p p205, p206, p203, p200. So this is my A. Similar to my A, I'm assigning now for B. So here B pins are nothing but for this particular hardware data sheet for your um, kit. For the B, P192, P193, P189, and P190. So this is your uh, uh, another input, 4-bit input as a B. Then we are taking out the three of the signal as a select lines: P179, P180, P177. So these particular pins you need to select it, and then output pins are P165, 167, 163, and 164. So these pins you have to apply here in your UCF. So these pins you have to apply for your 4-bit ALU. All the time we are taking this particular datasheet reference for the kit of XC3S250E PQ208 kit. So we should not include this particular board, but whereas in we are considering this pin package for the hardware, because this same hardware which you wanted to import it on for the testing purpose of 4-bit ALU. Okay, so just focusing it on this particular column and assign pin package. So here I go. So I'll assign P05, P06, P203, P200, P192, 193, 189, 190. Likewise, select lines P179, P180, P177, and likewise your final resultant output is Y, which is from P164, 161, 162, and 166. So here you have to double click on that and write it down, that respected number. Once you're done with your assigning pin numbers, you have to save this file and close. As after the assigning pin package as per the hardware sheet, now you have to generate the program file. So for that matter, you have to double click on this generate program file, and it will regenerate your design and implement your design as per the hardware pins. Implement design is done. You have to close this dialog box. Okay. After this, wherever you have created this your environment as a your experiment, as a project first experiment, in that location this particular UCF file will get generated. Along with that, one more file is being generated, that is bit file. So let's check it out. Go to that respected location of your source file. Here is my location of my experiment as a first experiment folder. So in this particular folder, various files are getting generated. Out of that, UCF file is being generated. So here is my UCF file. So whatever pin package you have assigned it, respected that, this particular file constant are being loaded in the form of our ALU.UCF. So these are nothing but port pins which we have assigned through our package and which are being required for your VHDL with the help of your Xilinx tool. Okay. So one more file is again generated. For the burning purpose, we require bit file. So here is your downloadable file. Copy that file ALU.bit. Now this particular ALU.bit file, you have to paste it in FPGA download folder. So paste that file here. Once you paste that file, what you have to do is you have to simply write your particular hex file location as a downloader, FPGA downloader you have to take using JTAG uh, drivers. So through that, you have to edit this. So in this particular file, you have to give the path, because whenever you are using this particular JTAG driver, through that particular driver, you're supposed to download this executable file. And for our experiment purpose, we require this file name dot bit file is required for the execution of that respected hardware file onto its hardware. For that matter, you require this ALU dot bit file. So the same name which you have to give it over here. So file name is ALU.bit. So write that file name .alu.bit here in this location. You need not to change rest of the things in this particular FPGA download. Okay. Once you're done with that, you have to save this particular file, close this, and you have to double click. You have to run this particular FPGA download. So double click on that. Once you double click on that, next application you have to run it so that you will able to port that same executable file onto its hardware. For that matter, you require this application JTAG file. Double click on this file, run this file. Now you can able to see the hardware on which you will able to check the whatever ALU conditions are there, arithmetic and logical conditions that you are going to see it on hardware. So to check your ALU output, you have to connect your Spartan 3E kit to PC using JTAG cable. You have to give the supply for this particular kit, and as per the input and output signal, these are your first input signal, which is 4-bit A signal. This is 4-bit B signal. We are applying these signals through these switches. So this is A input, this is B input. These are the 3-bit select lines. So 3 switches you have to use, and for the output purpose you have to check the 4 LED as a output. So whatever signals which are being considered, as per that your output will get appeared. These pin package will be as per the whatever UCF file which we have generated as per the data sheet for this kit. Through that only we have selected all the ports and assigned the package for your kit. Now here I am assigning very first condition as when select line is 0, 0, 0. So all 3 switches for my select lines are 0, means off. So in that manner, if even though I'll apply input for it, so here I am assigning A1 as a high, B1 as a high. So as per that, when select lines are 0, 0, it will perform addition. So as per that respected addition, here you will able to see the output for your addition 0, 1, 0, 0. If you will able to change this switches, so as per that 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1. So in order to that, your resultant output will be subtraction. So 1 minus 1 bitwise subtraction, resultant output is 0. So no LED will be on. So likewise, change your next condition. Or condition. You can change input over here, and through that assignment of input as per that condition, you will able to check the output condition for the same as per the select line which is been appeared.
what will happen if I select my select line as a 1111? So as per our program, we have considered as 1111 is nothing but ALU pass condition. What do you mean by ALU pass condition? In that way, you will able to see that whatever input will be there, that same input will get appear. So here I am selecting input as a 1. So same that of the output will be appeared as a 0. So this is your 4-bit ALU operation. Thank you.